As you're all aware now, Season 7 was delayed yet another 2 weeks, meaning it has been pushed back nearly 2 whole months since its intended release. Seasons still need a lot of work to be the best update cadence for players and not just Rare, and that also includes adventures. We still have just under 3 weeks to go and even longer until the next adventure now, so I hope you guys like filler videos. So Season 7 was delayed until the 4th of August, marking the longest season yet of around 5 months, close to double the length of what we were expecting. Luckily, we have had adventures to help ease that burden, although I know these have been quite mixed in their reception. There's no avoiding it, but seasons has slowly become longer over time, with Season 5 being the longest prior to this. Seasons were designed to bring us more content at a more realistic, predictable and manageable pattern than the monthly update system. I would argue that almost all seasons have fallen short of expectations, be it them lasting too long or the content not lasting long enough. I think this is particularly true when looking at Season 3, 4 and 5, with the former two being some fantastic additions to the game in complexity, design, story and gameplay. They just didn't have the staying power or replayability for 3 months. And don't get me started on Season 5, where the main mechanic of burying treasure is the quickest I think I've seen a mechanic die. To put this into perspective, take the monthly updates, which we've been covering in the update retrospective so far. Would a season stack up to an arguably average trio of those updates? Let's do Fort of the Damned, Seabound Soul and Festival of Giving. Fort of the Damned added a new player activated world event, a metric fuck ton of new cosmetics, banjos and emergent skeleton captains. Seabound Soul added new arena commendations and clothing, more cosmetics and adventure, a tall tale, fire, ammo crates, collector's chests and ashen chests. Festival of Giving added fort changes, a new tall tale, mercenary voyages and even more cosmetics. Comparing that to Season 6, which is probably the best season so far, we got sea forts with no new rewards tied to them, a season pass, plunder pass, Legend of the Veil which had some new cosmetics too, and that's it. You will remember we did get adventures too, but you can't play any of them anymore. Let me know which has more content down in the comments, but I would personally choose the 3 monthly updates over Season 6, especially as the story content is there forever. Granted, monthly updates weren't always monthly, and they just put a lot of pressure on the development team, but most of them were really great. Out of all 6 seasons we've had so far, how many of them could fit in the top 10 best updates we've ever had? Maybe Season 3, 4 and 6? It's all a matter of opinion, I suppose. So we've never really gone this long without an update, which is fine. I'd rather have Captaincy delayed another 2 weeks than it shit its pants when it's dropping next week, but seasons are not designed to last long through a delay. A big problem with seasons is the progression in the game, and I've moaned about the season pass for 6 seasons now. It's very easy to finish, it doesn't have enough rewards, and it doesn't have rewards after you hit level 100. I would love to see an infinite gold or doubloon tier available once you hit the end. Even better, have some actual cosmetics that you can earn. Maybe some recolors of the ones you have in that pass. This doesn't even have to progress like the other tiers, make the tiers longer and something to strive for, say 20 prestige levels. I know some of you don't play the game all that much, and I have to say, you guys must play it very little. I usually finish my pass in 4 or 5 weeks, and I play once a week for a few hours. I also think it's time to ditch the time limited factor of the season pass. Yes, some of it is to show that you were there in that season, but I can see the benefits being quite attractive. Instead of all those cosmetics being vaulted, make it so you can choose a pass to level up once the season is over. So next season, you could finish your Season 6 pass before starting on 7. Same thing for the plunder passes. FOMO forces players to engage with the content and buy the plunder pass, this is true, but I would argue Rare targeting new game pass players all the time is leaving money on the table and rewards locked away that really shouldn't be the case. I would even go as far as saying it's oxymoronic. Game Pass Gary will now have 7 season passes and plunder passes to choose from when he joins in Season 7. What better way to bolster his shiny new sloop with a selection of passes to progress through? This would even work for older players who skipped a season. The Emporium works that way, so why doesn't the Season Pass and the Plunder Pass? A perfect example is the Legend Curse. So many people beg for it to come back. It was released in the wrong way and it feels like it was ripped away as a level 30 reward for Athena to prop up an underwhelming season. I'm a big believer in exclusive cosmetics, but Rare is the arbiter when it comes to what's coming back and what's not. I just don't understand what deserves to stay exclusive and what doesn't. That moves me on to the next point. Seasons and their names. Well, in most games, it's a 3-month-long content update accompanied by a battle pass. Sea of Thieves has done this for the most part, but with a few of them being closer to 4 months. Every publisher is aggressively trying to chase that Fortnite money without actually understanding the crunch and the money that goes into getting an update out that often and quickly. This just ends up forcing arbitrary deadlines on developers, leading to situations like this and customers being disappointed when a season lasts longer than everyone else's. To be frank, just ditch the season's naming. It tries too hard to appear like a Fortnite season and pigeonholes the cadence in which people expect content. Not to mention, it's so unintuitive and will look ridiculous when Season 20 comes out. We already know Sea of Thieves will have updates for years to come, so ditch this naming. Updates like Seabound Soul, Ships of Fortune, etc. will always be more interesting than Season 1, Season 2, and so on. Season 1 tells me nothing of what's in the update outside of a season pass, whereas something like Heart of Fire does, or even Haunted Shores for example. We even have unofficial names for each season too, and we see the logo for Legend of the Veil in the deep dive trailer. Lost Shipments, Forts of Fortune, A Pirate's Life, The Sunken Kingdom, Storage Crate Update and Legend of the Veil are much more marketable. They're thematically more accurate and they would buck this whole season nonsense. Just take the does what it says on the tin approach. It's so much more simple for everyone involved. That way as well, we don't even have to have an update every 3 months. Just take the year one approach where updates come out when they're ready, rather than having a roadmap which is now completely busted and we're not even halfway through it. Lastly, adventures obviously have some effect on what happens with seasons, and it seems both are affecting each other when it comes to delays. As now we have to wait 6 weeks between adventures, as 6 was delayed as part of the Season 7 pushback. It's weird. It seems rare one to bend over backwards for time-limited story missions that have been mixed so far. So this ultimately also gets lost because they can't keep up with the cadence that was set earlier this year. In effect, it works for no one, fans or developers. Is it really worth focusing so much on temporary content for the spike in Game Pass engagement and Emporium purchases, especially when we're not even halfway through the roadmap and it's already crumbling to pieces? I think the delay will ultimately be good for Captaincy, but I just hate the fact the content coming after has been pushed back too, being Season 8 and 9 and Adventures. In case you missed it, this was actually confirmed without confirming it in the delay announcement. Read between the lines here. We also want to make sure that with Season 7 arriving a little later than planned, you have plenty of time to play through this new season when it arrives and enjoy leveling up your renown. This could be alleviated by the season pass changes I mentioned earlier in the video, but it feels like this is just a reason to spread out the content even more. So expect a full-length season, which I think is a terrible idea, but hey, what do I know? Sorry for the pessimistic viewpoint on this video. I haven't had to make a video like this in a long time at least. I just feel like it had to be said. I like to think this is more constructive criticism than me just moaning at you. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. We've got some more videos still to come in the run up to Captaincy. I hope you like the update retrospectives and lore as they've been brought forward on the schedule. Sorry about that. Thanks again for watching, and as always, I will see you in the next video.